This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. First tonight, the controversial issue of taking a knee during the national anthem took center stage at tonight's Manatee County School Board meeting. Many people, including students, spoke to board members about why all students in the school district should have the right to take a knee. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from the Manatee County School Administration Building in Bradenton with more. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this certainly is a hot topic of conversation. Folks here did have a chance to have their voices heard. The debate continues in Manatee County. Should all students and athletes have the right to kneel during the national anthem and Pledge of Allegiance? Some groups, students, and parents in support of the right to kneel had the ears of the Manatee County School Board Tuesday night. Teenager Mercury Logan Clark is transgender. He tells us what brought him to this meeting.
We have our own opinions, we have our own beliefs, and I should not be forced to stand for a country that disrespects me and disrespects other innocent people.
Others who are taking a knee include 15-year-old Lakewood Ranch high school student Brendan Mendel and his twin brother. During the Pledge of Allegiance is the time when they get down on their knee while others are standing.
I know that I'm doing the right thing because I'm engaging in my right of free speech, which is protected under the Constitution.
Brendan's mom, Bridget, supports both of her sons wholeheartedly.
I've raised these kids in downtown Chicago in a very integrated community, and when you come here and you're told that you can't express your First Amendment rights because you need a note from your mom, it just doesn't seem to make much sense to me.
Under the Manatee County Schools Code of Student Conduct, it says students must stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem.
Basically, it requires students, if they're 17 or under, to get their parents' permission before they opt out. State statute does back up the fact that students should stand for the Pledge of Allegiance unless they have an opt-out letter from their parents.
Just recently, students joined activist groups at the school board headquarters protesting the current policy. They're hopeful their voices continue to be heard loud and clear.
It's really important to say what you feel because you are your own person and you're growing up and you're figuring out what is wrong and what is right. And right now, what is happening in this country is wrong.
And the school board will have a policy workshop on all this. That'll be happening in the coming weeks. Reporting live from Bradenton this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rick. More money is now on the table for information on the disappearance of 14-year-old Jabez Spann. The Sarasota Police Department, the FBI, and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement are all now offering a $25,000 reward for information about the teen. Spann has been missing since September 4th. There have been several organized searches for him around the area, but so far there have been no signs of him. He was last seen in the area of 22nd Street in Sarasota wearing a turquoise shirt. Anyone with information is being asked to call Sarasota Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. Well, the long-awaited Fort Hamer Bridge is finally opening to traffic. The bridge will officially open on October 18th at 11 a.m. Construction began on the bridge back in 2015. Now, the bridge opened briefly, if you remember, this September to accommodate evacuation and emergency traffic related to Hurricane Irma. Manatee County residents are invited to that ribbon-cutting event for the bridge starting at 8:30 a.m. before the bridge officially opens to traffic. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at your first alert forecast. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline. We're looking at some fair skies right now. Clear out there, and the temperature is still warm, 80 degrees, dew point 73. That's fairly high for this time of year. We have an east wind at 9. Our high today was warm and 92 degrees, just 1 degree shy of the record. And as far as rain goes, there are a few storms offshore. You may have seen some of the lightning strikes well offshore. There are a few still lingering at this point, but that is going to continue to move away from the coast. Not much going on right near us. We're looking at fair skies. I mentioned a live sweep of the radar picture showing generally fair conditions. That storm that you see offshore is over 50 miles west of Venice at this time, and did have a little bit of activity around Venice earlier tonight, but that has all since moved on. And we're watching this. This looks rather ominous on the satellite imagery with all the storms we've seen this season thus far. This would look rather impressive, and it looks like a lot of deep convection around an area of low pressure, and that's what we have, but it's in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Still, though, this upper trough will eventually move over us and bring us a better chance for showers and storms. Right now, indications are that it will not work down to the surface as much, and we'll see a few more showers around down over the weekend. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Temperatures right now up and down the coast into the upper 70s to low 80s, 79 now in Venice, 80 in Cortez, 80 in Braden. The Gulf water temperature still very warm, 85 degrees, and temperatures into the upper 70s into Highlands County as well as into Hardee and DeSoto counties. Well, we still have another tropical system out there in the Atlantic. We'll talk more about that in the forecast path and projection and see everything else out there is brewing. All that coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. The Florida Commissioner of Agriculture will join Governor Rick Scott in Washington, D.C. tomorrow to discuss Hurricane Irma's impact on Florida's citrus industry. They'll be meeting with members of the Florida congressional delegation. Last week, Commissioner Putnam announced that preliminary agricultural damages in Florida caused by Hurricane Irma totaled more than $2.5 billion. $760 million of that was from damages to the citrus industry. And the governor's request for new rules protecting nursing home residents is officially in action. Today, Scott directed agencies to begin the formal rulemaking process to create efforts requiring emergency generators at assisted living facilities and nursing homes. The emergency rule requires those facilities to obtain ample resources to sustain operations and maintain comfortable temperatures for at least 4 days after a power outage. These efforts will permanently arrange these life-saving measures and allow public comment through workshops and public meetings. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus gun control activists filing a lawsuit against a bump stock manufacturer following the Las Vegas shooting. And President Trump openly feuding with members of his own party, including a member of his cabinet. Those stories when we come back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
you, it was hot out there today. You needed a lot of water if you were out on a walk or running or anything outdoors.
Right, 92 degrees, 1 degree shy of the record high, 93. Wow. It has been hot, and it looks like no cold fronts are on the way. But I must tell you that there was an outage from the Casey Key webcam during Irma. That's right, Irma took it out, but I checked it today, and it's back online and beautiful out there. Out on the Gulf. You know, if you're by the water, it's not too bad. Really quite nice there with water temperatures into the mid 80s. The water temperature keeps it a little bit cooler near the coast. And look at that. See the showers off in the distance there? Just a few widely scattered showers. A beautiful shot that is. And we're happy to Casey Key webcams back into action. And speaking of Casey Key, Fred Seeger, who is a contributor and sends in a lot of photos, and great shot right here. One of those showers off in the distance right as the sun was setting. And then this vibrant and brilliant rainbow from Lakewood Ranch, Maryland, getting this one. Appreciate that photo right there. That is brilliant. And then another nice sunset at Lido Beach, Stone Castle, getting that one. Some clouds in there. And get a look at this guy. This guy, Rick Davis, he's a meteorologist out of the National Weather Service in Ruskin, Florida. And he lives up there in Braden, and he gets out there and surfs every once in a while. He knows when the waves are going to be big, and he was actually helping battle fires out west, and now he's with the forecast out there with the firefighters, and now he is back in town, and he had a chance to ride some of those waves. That's a good wave right there, too, on Holmes Beach this past weekend due to Nate. No storms around now. Things are fairly quiet as far as any significant rain goes, but you'll notice a little bit more moisture along the East Coast tonight, and that means that we are going to see a little bit better chance for some showers and storms, not so much tomorrow, but as we head into Friday, a better chance for some scattered activity. You can see some storms well offshore right now, and that is going to be the case, I think. They'll continue to move off toward the west. Right now we have fair skies, 80 degrees, and the dew point temperature at 73. We have an east wind at 9. The pressure 30.05 inches, still high, and that continues to rise at this hour. I mentioned that high temperature today, 92. That is well above the average. Typically we get only up to 86 this time of year. We haven't had any of that beneficial cool down quite yet, but 93 the record, and they tied a record high in Tampa today at 94 degrees. We're going to see similar conditions again tomorrow with an east wind. Whenever we get a strong east wind and no real sea breeze developing, we see temperatures soaring into the low 90s. I think we'll see that again tomorrow. No rainfall to report. We'll start to add to that rainfall total, though, I think, by Friday late, and then continuing into the weekend. Some scattered showers will be back in the forecast. As far as the forecast goes, tomorrow a high of 91 degrees, well above the average, and generally sunny skies. The rain chance will be less than 20% throughout the day, too. And the forecast is looking like this as far as the futurecast goes. You can see some of that moisture starting to work its way in from the Atlantic across the Bahamas tomorrow and into South Florida. Not for us quite yet. And even Thursday, it stays at bay down to the south of us. Now, there is a frontal system that is going to be slicing right through the northern portion of the state. And that's where it ends. It stops right there about Gainesville, just to the northwest of Gainesville, and doesn't get much further off to the south. So we'll stay in this warm sector at least through this weekend and beyond early next week. By midweek next week, there's a chance that we may see some slightly cooler temperatures move in, but that's not very good of a chance. Now, as far as the tropics go, we're watching this area. As I mentioned, it's an upper level feature, although it has that counterclockwise spin to it. It's in the upper levels of the atmosphere. On the other side of that, we still have a tropical system out there. We have Ophelia, which is now the winds not all that strong. They're down to 50 miles an hour. It's moving to the southeast at 6, but there's still a chance that it could develop into a hurricane and then move off toward the northeast. A little unusual to see a storm this time of year that far out and that far north of latitude, too, in the Atlantic during this time of year. You don't get that very often. Well, as far as the hurricanes go, you know, we had our peak, and we did see quite a few storms around at September. And then there's a secondary peak. So we get through the first few weeks of October, and then the last half of October, there's a little secondary peak there. So I still expect to see at least 1 or 2 more storms developing in more likely the Caribbean, for that matter, as a result of the warmer temperatures there. You see them all in the mid to upper 80s there, and a little bit cooler as you move out into the Atlantic. And also right there where Nate moved through, temperatures have cooled in the Gulf of Mexico. During the peak of the season, these were in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees all throughout this region. Another good thing is that storms that do develop late in the season aren't nearly as strong as we saw this past summer when water temperatures were near 90 degrees. Well, there is a cold front coming through, but it's not going to make it all the way down here with that low pressure area moving through Illinois. For boaters, tomorrow looks good. Up a light chop on there, and seas will be running 2 feet or less. The water temperature is still warm, 85 degrees here anyway. UV index at a 10. Tides upcoming. 3:53 in the morning for a high tide. Low tide will be at 12:55 and then a high tide at 4:59 tomorrow morning. Here's the forecast then for the next 7 days. 20% chance for showers on Wednesday. Jumps up to 30% on Thursday. Better chances come Friday at 40% when you know it, football Friday night again, and then 40 to 50% chance over the weekend. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. Tonight, the amount of the devastation is overwhelming in California. At least 15 people have been killed as massive wildfires sweep through northern parts of the state, destroying at least 2,000 structures. ABC's DIABETICS has the latest from Santa Rosa, California.
The out-of-control fires, now twice the size of Washington, D.C., stretching firefighters thin.
We have folks on the fire line starting their third shift right now that have not been relieved.
Sunday, the fires were sparked as strong so-called Diablo winds pushed hot, dry air across California, exploding in size so quickly, many didn't have much time to evacuate.
We got out without anything except for our dogs, medicine.
Nancy Cook now returning to what's left of her home, sifting through the rubble, trying to salvage anything she can find.
This was the kitchen.
Across Sonoma County, entire neighborhoods are now unrecognizable. At least 2,000 residences, businesses like this winery, and even hotels destroyed.
It's with sorrow that I tell you today that we have confirmed 2 fatalities. Charles and Sarah Rippey, ages 198.
The Rippies were married for 75 years. Tuesday, their son Mike helped sift through their home.
My father, he never made it to a room, and but even if he had made it, there was no way he was going to leave her.
In Southern California, firefighters finally getting the upper hand, dousing hot spots in the charred skeletons of homes. While in California Tuesday, Vice President Mike Pence announced a major disaster declaration for the state, which now allows the federal government to provide more assistance with this emergency. DIABETICS, ABC News, Santa Rosa, California.
A gun control group has filed a lawsuit against a bump stock manufacturer. They're seeking damages and counseling for the survivors of that Las Vegas mass shooting. The Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence filed the class action suit in Clark County District Court against Slide Fire Solutions.
This is about holding accountable companies that chose to design, market, and sell a product which enabled conventional firearms to be fired essentially like machine guns and to subvert and undercut the National Firearms Act. It's often called the machine gun ban, which has been in the law in America for over 80 years.
Gunman Stephen Paddock had a dozen rifles mounted with bump stocks, an attachment used to modify his rifles. He fired from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino onto a country music festival crowd before killing himself. 58 people were killed and hundreds of others were wounded. The city of Orlando is looking to build a memorial to honor the victims of last year's mass shooting at Pulse nightclub. A panel of memorial experts met in Orlando last night. The members were involved in the planning of the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial, the World Trade Center Memorial, and many more. The panelists gave some advice on what the Pulse nightclub memorial should include. However, including everyone in that memorial will be a challenge. Meanwhile, the Orlando City Council granted a temporary permit request to add a new fence and other upgrades around Pulse nightclub. While Republicans hope to move forward on their legislative agenda, including tax reform, President Trump seems to be focused elsewhere. He's openly feuding with members of his own party and even a member of his cabinet. Concerns now rising within the GOP that these distractions could jeopardize a much-needed win for the party. Kristen Holmes is in Washington with the very latest.
You still have confidence in Secretary Tillerson, sir?
Yes. President Trump insisting he still has confidence in his Secretary of State after challenging Rex Tillerson's intelligence. Responding to reports Tillerson had called him a moron, President Trump told Forbes magazine it was fake news, but added if Tillerson did actually say that, quote, I guess we'll have to compare IQ tests, and I can tell you who's going to win.
Good afternoon.
The White House implying it was said in jest.
He made a joke, nothing more than that.
while reports continue to swirl that the relationship between the two has frayed in recent months, as President Trump's tweets have appeared to undermine Tillerson in his diplomatic dealings. But President Trump insisting he wasn't undercutting his top diplomat or anyone else.
I didn't undercut anybody. I don't believe in undercutting people.
Despite mocking Republican Senator Bob Corker's height earlier in the day, referring to an interview where Corker implied President Trump was a national security threat, the commander-in-chief tweeted, "The failing New York Times set little Bob Corker up by recording his conversation, was made to sound a fool, and that's what I'm dealing with." Escalating the feud with the key Republican leader and threatening to potentially derail the White House legislative agenda.
I think that we would all be a lot better off if the Senate would stop taking vacations and start staying here until we actually get some real things accomplished.
In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here is definitive proof we made a show tonight. Okay, no. I'm on the show. How does that even work? Huh?
You're manipulating this.
I hacked into the system. Oh, yeah.
We asked our customers, why is Consumer Cellular your choice in wireless?
Consumer Cellular helps me save money. It's simple and easy.
It is reliable.
I like the fact that there are no contracts.
By moving to Consumer Cellular, my cost is 50% less than it was.
They fit the plan to you.
I have everything I want with Consumer Cellular.
Their customer service is fabulous.
Customers are the #1 priority.
I really feel like they take care of me.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
We really appreciate the AARP discount.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
It's easy to switch. You could use your own phone and you could use your own number. Wild horses wouldn't drag me away from Consumer Cellular.
Go with Consumer Cellular.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Switch today. It's all backed by a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Call 1-800-368-8758. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. Now, sports.
The NFL commissioner sending a letter to teams today telling them, quote, "We believe that everyone should stand for the national anthem." Commissioner Roger Goodell says the anthem issue is dividing the league from its fans. He says the NFL needs to move past this controversy NFL owners will meet next week to consider changes to a game manual that says players should stand during the national anthem. Now, this is just a guideline that the league has left to the discretion of players who kneeled in larger numbers after criticism from President Donald Trump. NFL spokesman Joe Lockhart says the policy will be front and center on the agenda when owners meet in New York next week. Game 4 of the National League Division Series between the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs was postponed by the rain today. The Cubs and Nationals took batting practice at Wrigley Field, and the grounds crew got things ready before bringing out the tarp. The rain started to fall about a half hour after the game was supposed to start, and with more showers in the forecast, Major League Baseball then called the game off. Game 4 is now rescheduled for Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Chicago won 2-1 on Monday at home. The winner of the National League Division Series will take on the Dodgers in the next round, scheduled to begin Saturday in Los Angeles. President Donald Trump is honoring the Stanley Cup winning Pittsburgh Penguins, calling them true champions and incredible patriots. Trump welcomed the Penguins into the Oval Office today. He celebrated their second consecutive championship. The Penguins are the fourth championship team and third pro team to visit Trump at the White House after the New England Patriots, Chicago Cubs, and the Clemson Tigers. The Penguins said this visit had nothing to do with politics. In a statement, the team said it respected the tradition of visiting the White House.
We wish all the best of luck this season. You're going to have a great season. The coach is telling me your team is going to be better than ever. So let's go Pens.
Well, that's a look at your sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, those scattered showers are hit and miss, but anything to cool down these days, I feel like it is just hot. What'd you say, 92, 93 almost today?
Yeah, 93 the record, yeah.
Wow.
We're going to see 90s again tomorrow. The good news is that we will see less activity in terms of rainfall. It'll be out of the east, so the humidity will stay rather low tomorrow. So we can expect that to be one of the benefits. I guess that's what I'm looking at. You don't see any real cold temperatures in there, but one thing to note, the seas will be nice and calm tomorrow. Going on with Captain Johnny Walker, who was on vacation for what seemed to be like all summer long. So we'll see what he did, and we'll see if we can catch some fish.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be fun.
Yeah, report that on Thursday.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.